back. This is the Chelsea Football Fancast, and I am Stamford Chidge. And it is now time for what we like to call the fannies, which for the uninitiated, if I can get my teeth in, are our weekly match awards, where we do man of the match, chant of the match, celery moment for a moment of utter silliness, and Guinness moment for a moment of utter brilliance. Now, we're going to start with man of the match, and I will read you out what the nominations were. I mean, it's not an easy week this week. I mean, God blimey, this was a struggle, even with Ross's ratings. But I managed to nail it down to Gary Cahill, to Willian, and to Branner. This is for all of the, this is for the City and the West Brom matches.
Man of the cumulative match.
It's kind of man of the cumulative match, or men of the matches, as we like to say. Men of the match, if you're from New Zealand, and you like fish and chips. But that's another story. But anyway, so it's those three, really. Now, I would be interested to know what you all think first, because basically we no longer get a vote, really. Because I know that I've got the results from the poll, by the way, from the listener. So what do you think?
It's difficult, but to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't give it to Brannan because I hold Brannan pretty responsible for West Brom slip up. Yeah, certainly not singularly, but I mean, it wouldn't be him.
You know why he got in? Because he scored a goal.
Yeah, fair enough. I think probably overall, I'd give it to William for being almost the only player who showed any kind of real attacking intent and any proper desire in an attacking sense throughout both games. Really.
Ross was very, very fond of Cahill over the two games. You know, he thought he was pretty solid in defence of both of them, and he was brave because he played on with the injury.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that at all. I just don't.
You're going to go for William. That's
really
fine.
Go for anyone in defence.
Pepper's going for William. What about you, Darren?
The thing I like about William is he's got a good engine to him. He does actually clearly run around a lot.
It's cliche that he's got a good engine on it.
But he does get around.
Does he open his legs and show his class? Can we get any more cliches in?
I don't know. It wasn't a game of two halves, sadly. So we can get that one in there.
Yeah. Mind you, we were as sick as parrots are.
I'd just say Cahill.
I'd rather have been over the blue moon.
I like William, but he didn't contribute to a goal, so I'll just say Cahill because he was quite solid and to help us out. So. I was looking at the wrong sheet. I'll give you Bob to look at that one.
A naughty cheat. What about you, Dan? What have you to say?
I just think for pure miles put in William. But I'd say Cahill second, certainly.
Yeah, okay. So basically, it's William.
So that's what I should have phrased it. Miles put in has a good engine on him.
But what do you reckon, benches?
See, I'd go for Branner myself. Yeah.
Can I ask you to justify that?
No, you don't. Chad has nothing to justify.
No, I just think
he's the Chadmeister.
From the Man City game, I think he was putting in the effort, getting it up and down, and he had that good diving header that he kind of cleared from there. But
can I just
no, because I'm going to reveal the results now. Because the results are in. I've had them in my ear. They come down the line. This is for real, man.
You David Coleman reincarnated.
1-0. Anyway, right, I can tell you in reverse order. Sorry, Chad. Branner got 10% of the vote. William got 25% of the vote, but Gary Cahill got a storming 65%. So there we go. Now this, of course, may be down to what I wrote on the website in the big uppingness of all of this. So I may have influenced them unduly, or Ross did, because it was Ross who wrote it, not me. But anyway, Cahill is our collective men of the matches this week. In fact, so sorry, it's nothing to do with me. Don't look at me.
I suppose
the listeners have spoken.
I was surprised it was a big difference between the two of them.
Well, there you go. Right.
Why do we bother having an opinion?
Pablo, I've been doing this show with you for 5.5 years, and I've always asked that same point.
No, it just hit me.
Why do we bother? But there we go.
Just on Cahill, after Man City, all of the players were double gutted. They really could see it on all of their faces, coming through the mix zone, where we tried to get to journalists, tried to get to speak to them. And Cahill was the only one who said, really sorry, I'd love to have a chat with you, but today's not the day.
No, I'd like to see that.
So really pleased
So they did give a damn, because they didn't look like it when they played.
They did care.
All right, now somebody, or people in fact, who always give a damn, are our wonderful away support, and they were on fine fettle. And certainly louder voice. Now, it's very difficult for me when I'm not there, because clearly, I'm a plastic armchair. I was going to say armchair waving fan. If only I could wave my armchair, then I would have muscles, unlike these excuses for them. But the ones that I've picked out are here's to you, Vincent Kompany. You've never won the European Cup. which I quite like. I'd like better if the entire Chelsea crowd went, oh, afterwards, but apparently I don't know.
I heard City singing something to that tune.
It's probably our response to them. No, it was the Dennis Wise song, which gets me going every time. The F them all. I think I'm allowed to get away with that, which is one of my that's F them all is fine. F's as in the beer, in fact. But anyway, that always one of my personal favourites. And there was also this one, the Mo Salah song, which, as we know, has been kind of adapted from the Williams song, and our mate Dan Silver, was in the Piccadilly Tavern before the game, and you've got to see this. This is fantastic. Have a look at this.
We'll stay together. Chelsea, man.
Wonderful stuff. Well done, Dan, for sending that in. When I watched that video back, two things come to mind. One is that Marco Worrell, as many people know him on this show and beyond, but he has this brilliant badge which he tweeted out, which was basically of a very naughty-looking Chelsea fan with no hair, which he called the Chelsea Hair Hunters. And looking at that video, I think you found the den of the Chelsea Hair Hunters there.
I think we might have some of the Chelsea Hair Hunters on our benches tonight.
We have. In fact, if we have a look on the bench, this is what we're talking about. There we go.
It's the last time I stick up for you.
Oh, come on, chef. It's love, really. You know that. But there you go. So I just really enjoyed that. Now, what would you, out of all of those, what would you like?
The Mo Salah song is worse than any Sloop John B thing that's ever happened.
Seconded.
Pablo Jeffries against modern Sloop John B songs.
No, against
Mo Salah.
Horrific originality.
You realise that was actually written, they got the words wrong. It's Dan Levine, he hates Scousers, don't you? Anyway.
Move on.
So, was that actually written in honour of you, Dan? He's not going to comment. Okay, great TV. Darren?
The Williams song's already oversung.
Hang on a minute. That's like John Nott. Okay. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I'll take the microphone off. Right, that's it.
That's one for the teenagers there. One for the. He looks a bit like John Nott.
Actually, I should take the microphone off first, shouldn't I?
I like the Williams song, but they do sing it too much. We definitely don't need a different version of it.
One for Mo Salah.
And the
Mo
lyrics
Salah. No, that sounds too scouse.
No, like the one that everyone's getting excited about is Mo Salah, la 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 la.
One step behind.
I'm sorry, but that's very silly. What are you going to go for? Come on, we need to get a vote out.
None of them.
None of them. Okay, I love your negativity.
No.
None of them.
I actually thought it came out better this time when they were singing I hate Salute John B, but Jose Mourinho is one more than you.
Yeah.
On the TV, I thought that came out best quite a few times. I didn't hear the Dennis Wise song. I heard against Newcastle because of the whole Cockney Matthew thing that they hate. I didn't really hear F them all either.
I didn't hear any
or
of those
Vincent
in the
Company.
stadium.
So they were sung, because I wouldn't be lying.
I don't doubt you,
I did hear with the Eggs in London with the European Cup.
There was
Do you know what? I'm going to put you out. I'm going to put you out of my misery. In reverse
You haven't
order.
voted yet. What are you going to vote for?
Are
we all going to abstain? Is it going to be the first?
No, I like the
FanCast
Vincent
abstention?
Company one actually, because I've not heard that before. So anyway, in reverse order, Dennis Wise got 10%, F them all got 14%, the Mo Salah song got 14%, and the stonking 62% voted for the Vincent Company song. And who are we to argue? So there we go. Now, moving swiftly along, it's time for a Guinness moment. And very much like a Man of the Match award, it was pretty hard to go and find one. But we have struggled and we have tried, and I have come up with 3 nominations, and they go something like this. 1, Branner's goal against West Brom, because that was the only thing that made me get up out of my seat and go, yes, come on. Second was Petr Cech's save against Man City. It was a good save, that, actually. He looked good anyway. And last but by no means least, Willian did a really good run and a shot against West Brom. And you know what? I can't even remember what it looked like. Which is how... I mean, what a dismal week for Guinnesses and man of the match.
The only thing I can really think of was... Matic made some space and did a really good back heel in the City game, but I mean, that's
and Cahill did a really good, track back and tackle. I mean, that's how desperate it was. Blimey, not a night for giving up drinking, let alone Guinness moments. I mean, have you got anything to add to that?
Nothing. No, terrible. Sorry.
There's absolutely pants.
I'm not even earning my fee tonight.
No,
and that's nothing.
It's all right. Yeah, well, there we go. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start taking away from you as well. We'll penalise
charge me to be on.
I will. I'll charge you to be on. I think it's a great idea.
Not like subs at Sunday League.
Exactly. Yeah. 50p match. You get a free lemon. Come on. Which no?
Brownie goal.
Brownie goal. Well, man, hey, Darren's voted for something.
We're all going to vote for it. Let's be honest, because it's about the only thing that actually. If Czech didn't make, again, this is my normal point. If Czech didn't make it safe, then we'd have lost 3-0, not 2-0. But if Brandon didn't score a goal, we'd lost 1-0. So it's got to be Brandon's goal because it mattered more.
I love your logic.
Actually,
I like your logic.
Can I come with a late suggestion on a Guinness moment? Nobody else would have shared it, but in the mix zone at City, you get to stand there with all the City wags coming through, which was basically the most exciting thing that happened between the two games.
That would be a salary moment.
Oh, that would be salary, sorry.
It would, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Especially if you sang the song at them.
Might have made me go, ooh.
It definitely made me go, ooh, but that's because I'm a dirty old man. Benches, what have you got to say?
I'm going to agree with Darren. Yeah, there's not much else
when
to
in doubt,
really...
agree with Darren. It's a pretty good policy, that. One I wouldn't pursue, but... Sorry, Chef?
I said I don't normally do that, but this time I was.
There we go. OK, so it's Branner's goal from what we're... what are the official results then, Mr. Gallery? Right, William got 23%. Czech save got 33%. 44%, so Branner wins it, but they were pretty tight. So basically, everybody was about as dischuffed as we were. I'm delighted.
How many people voted from those results?
3 people. Actually, we're getting a few voters out there. People. I got actually on a serious note, Pablo, because I know you're Mr. Negative, but this will make you smile. I got feedback from people from last week saying they love the idea that we have a vote on the website and they can do this. So the Chidge is dead, long live the Chidgeocracy, or whatever. So there we go. Now, as we all know, my favourite bit really, because I hate football. If you've been watching this show for 5.5 years and you haven't realised I actually hate football, then where have you been? And this is my bit to not talk about football. It's to talk about stupidness, which is basically if I was ever on Mastermind, which one day I will be, my specialist subject, unlike Wenger, which will be failure, mine will be in stupidness. Wouldn't it? Dan's kind of daring to agree. Okay.
Whatever you say, Sir Robin.
Whatever you say, Sir Robin. I'm going to wear a polka dot bow tie next week.
This is another one for the teenagers, isn't it?
Robin Day used to be like the Jeremy Paxman of his day, no pun intended. And he coated off a Tory defence minister before the Falklands War who was called John Knott, and he got very upset.
He said, frankly, here today and gone tomorrow, minister, like yourself.
That was it. And he stormed off in a bit of a huff. Anyway, we should get on with this. Right, celery moments. OK, well, apparently we've got 5 minutes, so I'll just flail on a bit more.
We'll keep talking about the second celery moment.
We've got more than enough time. Right, we're going to talk about this now. Celery moment. The first one is just hilarious. And I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to. Everyone who's worn... Because I've got to say this, Greg, otherwise it just doesn't make sense. We'll read the blooming script. You've got a copy. Well, I'm going to read this out. Am I going to be in trouble? It's a quote. I can't. That's the key word.
Well, if we all go honk at the same time.
All right. If they go honk, I'll mouth it so they know what I'm saying. Like,
can you say like ship instead?
Oh, very close. Still. No, that ship has sailed. Right. Clive Tilsley, Andy Townsend were commentating on the match for ITV, and they're absolutely hopeless bellends, as we all know. But
you can say that.
Yes.
Well, I can. That's not on the banned list. It's not on the banned list. So therefore, it must be true.
Presumably, it is the end of a bell you're talking about.
Exactly. Well, there is a Colin Bell end in the City Stadium, I believe.
Yes, there is.
There we go. So they were clearly Bell ends.
Well saved.
On fire tonight. Right, OK. Here we go, look at them. And to prove that exactly what I said is true.
I've never seen Clive Tilsley's face before.
That's
the first time I've ever seen his
Anyway,
face.
look, shush. They said, during the live commentary, they said, everyone... Right, you remember you got a honk.
Hang on, is that Andy Townsend doing his...
He's in a musical.
He looks like Marty Pello, doesn't he?
He's in a musical or something like that.
Anyway, look, they said, in live commentary, everyone who's worn that sky blue ship tonight, and I just thought that was brilliant. I mean, people were going mad on Twitter and they were loving that, and I just thought it was really funny. So that is definitely not a nomination. I think that Jose coating off Wenger with his specialist in failure comment. That, I mean, you know, like I said earlier on, you know, he just proves it again. He's one of us. You know, that's proper Chelsea for me. I love him for that. Now, the other one, there you go. Look, I could run up to the TV right now and kiss him. I love this man. He's one of us. I mean, that, you know, the kind of thing that he did in that press conference, if, you know, there were some idiots on Twitter and Facebook after the match saying we need Rafa back. But if you ever want to know what the difference is...
That never happened.
I'm serious. I'm serious. People were tweeting...
Can we get names and addresses?
Nigel Elias or something. He's probably about 14. Anyway, the bottom line is... That
sounds about 60.
That's why we hated Rafa, and that's why we loved Jose. That's the difference between two men. Anyway, so that gets a nomination. Last, by no means least, this has got to be nominated. I mean, I know it was very naughty and very stupid, but Jovicic's dive, look at it. That is actually an exact replica of Platoon. Another one for the teenagers. But
Soccer AM did it to death, everyone knows it.
Vietnam movie Platoon. It is the picture out of Platoon. He has just been shot by a sniper.
The top half of his body looks about 3 times the size of his legs.
It's probably why he fell over.
I feel like Johnny Bravo.
I think he overbalanced, didn't he?
He got 9.8 from Joe Brand for that.
Did he really? I like that. OK, so what votes in, please? What are you going to go for?
Obviously, I'm going to go for the specialist in failure comment, but I'd like to give an honourable mention to Samuel Eto'o clapping everyone off in the song West Brom.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. I like that. But you're going to go for Wenger?
Yeah.
Darren?
Yeah, definitely specialist in failure has to be. But, I mean, everything about Jovicic's dive, the fact that he went into Lewis and then just how ridiculous his dive looked after, how that picture shows how high up he even started his dive. He didn't even start falling before he put his hands up. It clearly wasn't a reaction. He wasn't going down nowhere like that. It just looked ridiculous. The whole dive did. I'm glad that they kept going about after the match as well on TV, but it's got to be specialist in failure.
Specialist in failure.
Hilarious.
Mourinho for chiselling the epitaph into Professor Yaffel's tombstone.
I like that. Yeah, that's a clean... I too am going for Jose's comment about Wenger. It has to be done. Benches, very quickly.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah,
Jose. Right, OK. So what are the results in the gallery? 0% for Jovicic's dive. 14% for the naughty word that I wasn't allowed to say. Everyone who's worn that sky blue tonight. Apparently I could do the maths. Okay.
86.
Oh, I was going to try and get it right, Darren. How dare you steal my thunder?
Were you going to say 86?
I don't know. I haven't worked it out yet.
I haven't got the calculator on.
I have got the calculator on my phone. So, I mean, I have to, there we go. I'm delighted with that. That is a massive... I mean, delighted for 2 reasons. One is that Jose's comment about Wenger, specialist in failure, gets 86%, which proves that people actually do understand what this segment is about. But also that Jovic got 0%. He got 0 out of 10, 0 out of 100, which is what he should have got for that dive, to be fair. So there we go. Right, so how long have we got left, gallery? 30 seconds. Well, I better disappear then. But I will remind you lot, every week on this show, I will put up the nominations for the fannies on the website, chelseafancast.com. It's in the main menu, and you can go and vote for what you want on there. And then I will, you decide the vote. It's up to you now, not us. We will say what we say, but it's up to you who wins it. So thank you for all of those who voted tonight, and I look forward to you lot doing it again next week. Now, after the break, we will be talking about the Chelsea-West Brom game. So there you go.